Now, yesterday, 3 members of parliament from Western region elected on Jubilee Party paid a courtesy call to the ANC leader at Musalia Mudavadi Center. And among these leaders included Honorable Emanuel Wangwe, who is also the Navakhole Member of Parliament and the Majority Whip at the National Assembly. The second person is Benard Shinali, who is also the Member of Parliament from Ikolomani and the Vice Chair of the Budget and Appropriate Committee at the National Assembly. And the third person is Malulu Injendi, who is also the Member of Parliament from Malava constituency. Now, because politicians will always want to have their interests taken care of, for that reason, we take this time to discuss into the reason why these guys held this meeting and the repercussion of that meeting. But before we go back into our analysis, you might be watching me for the first time and you have not yet subscribed. Consider using this time to subscribe so that any other time, once we come out with a video like this, and you always get notified. And to everyone who has subscribed, I must say thank you so much for your unconditional support to this platform. Actually, the more you subscribe here, the more you allow us to reach more people outside there. Now, let us get back to our business. Immediately after these leaders had held their meeting with Musalia Mudavadi, the ANC party went on to their Facebook page, and this is what they posted. I will read it. The ANC party leader, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, held consultative talk with Honorable Emanuel Wangwe, MP Navakhole, Honorable Benard Shinali, MP Ikolomani, and Honorable Malulu Injendi, MP for Malava at Musalia Mudavadi Center. They goes on to say, Honorable Wangwe is also the Majority Whip at the National Assembly and convener of the Western Kenya Parliamentary Caucuses, while Honorable Shinali is the Vice Chairperson of the Budget and Appropriate Committee in the National Assembly and the Chairperson of Kakamega Parliamentary Caucuses. It goes on. The consultations centered on the BBI process, which has now successfully gone through the National Assembly and is headed for the referendum phase. It was agreed that they should work together in conjunction with the leaders from all over the country to see this process to its final and a success conclusion. The leaders further agreed to consolidate their political and economic effort for the benefit of the country and the Kenyan people. That is exactly what ANC posted on their Facebook page. Now, there is one history behind these leaders. And the fact of the matter is that all of these 3 leaders, one time in 2013, all of them were with Musalia Mudavadi. And they won their seats in their specific constituencies. That's the history behind these guys. And another thing about these 3 leaders, already one of them has decamped from Jubilee Party to the ANC party like 1 month ago. That is Honorable Malulu Injendi. There was a time when they met at the Lugari Member of Parliament, Ayubu Savula home, and that day, Honorable Injendi was dressed into ANC attires. So that's how he shifted his loyalty and membership from Jubilee Party. Someone like Emanuel Wangwe, in 2013, he campaigned for his seat on UDA ticket, which was under a Amani coalition. So this one tells you that this was his first time to go into politics, and therefore that reason, Musalia Mudavadi introduced Honorable Emanuel Wangwe to politics in 2013. Then it came 2017 when he shifted to Jubilee Party after being convinced. Another person is Benard Shinali. Honorable Benard Shinali also vied for the Member of Parliament for the first time in 2013 on a UDF ticket. a party that was under a man coalition, a party that also Musalia Mudavadi was using for his presidents in 2013 campaign. So it shows that he was introduced to politics by the ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi for the first time. That is the history behind these guys. And Malulu Injendi also contested for the first time in 2013. And during this time, he was contesting on an MDP ticket, Maendeleo Democratic Party. This party also was under the umbrella of Amani Coalition, a coalition that was comprising of this party and other parties together. So it means also he was introduced to politics under the leadership of ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi, at least for the first time. So that is the history behind these leaders. It also tells us that we are now heading to 2022 general election. And it's like everything is getting back into factory setting. All the 3 MPs are now on their way back to factory setting. That is the fact. Because now we are heading to 2022 general election, and everyone has to make sure that his interest is taken care of in whichever party he thinks that is going to favor him. So for these 3, they have realized that in Kakamega County, for them to get re-elected, they need to reconnect back with the person who introduced them to the politics. Because now, as the matter stands now, ANC might be taking more seat in Kakamega County. In fact, ANC is more strong in Kakamega than Vihiga County. That's the fact of the matter. So these leaders, in their own wisdom, they decided that they have to convene to have this meeting with Musalia Mudavadi, exchange ideas, and also resolve if there is any issue. That's why they choose to go with Injendi Malulu, who has already decamped from Jubilee Party. And now they are in key leadership position. I think they have to calculate their way properly to see when is the right time to fully get back to ANC party. And some of these guys also were part of the Hustler Nation. Someone like Emanuel Wangwe, before he was gifted the position of the majority whip, this guy was closely moving with William Ruto, together with Ben Washali, yule mwenye alikuwa. Then Shinali was almost within this team. But they got back to President Uhuru Kenyatta rather than being with the Hustler Nation. So the time is coming when these leaders have realized that for them to get re-elected, they need to reconnect back with the people. And how do they reconnect? It is going to be possible since they can get back to Musalia Mudavadi and forge on how they can work together. That is the reason why these guys visited that home. And I always say Matungu election was one of the lessons that the people were learning there. Okay, ODM might be complaining up to date about the rigging in Matungu by-election. But the issue here is one. Honorable David Were want to contest for Matungu in 2022, and for that reason he has to keep momentum going on. So he has to reject that results of the election. And how does it do it? Go to the court and keep on pressing that, so that he is seen perceptionally that he won that election. But in real sense, he knows that he wants to try it again in 2022. So all these leaders have discovered that ANC might be in control of Kakamega ahead of 2022 general elections. For that reason, they are reconnecting back to their network. Then another thing is to work on Musalia Mudavadi presidency. There is a group that feel that Musalia Mudavadi might be the favored candidate of 2022 general election. So for that reason, some of these leaders are trying to realign themselves back to Musalia Mudavadi. So time is going to tell about all this. Then the other reason also is that ANC leader is currently working closely with the Ford Kenya leader, Honorable Senator Masika Wetangula. So for that reason, like the way they played politics, by allowing one party to fill a candidate, then get supported by the other party. Matungu, it was ANC supported by Ford Kenya. And Kabuchai, it was Ford Kenya supported by ANC. These leaders are feeling that the same formula that was applied in that by-election might be reapplied in 2022. Such that ANC can fill a candidate in Kakamega, then get a backing of Ford Kenya party. So for that reason, they will be facing a very hard task, a combination of two parties against maybe the candidature of the party that they will be vying on that ticket. So that one shows that they are going to have a hard time going for that seat. And for that reason, they feel it's better they amend their ways with the Musalia Mudavadi so that they can now be in this umbrella and they can defend their seat on the ANC ticket. And the last reason is the wrangle that is going on in Jubilee Party. If you check currently now, Jubilee is not that much strong the way it was in the beginning. There are cracks that is happening in Jubilee Party. There is team that is moving with one William Samoei Ruto. There is another team that is remaining with President Uhuru Kenyatta. And because of these cracks, maybe Jubilee Party is going to remain largely a central region party. And the other group that Ruto is going to go with might remain, ile sasa ya UDA, might remain a Rift Valley political party, then trying to look for other areas to get votes. For that reason, these leaders are discovering that Jubilee Party is no longer that much strong, and for that reason, selling Jubilee Party in Western region might be a hard task. So for that reason, they have to align themselves with a favorable party that can allow them to get back re-elected to the National Assembly. So these are the compiling reasons that I feel informed these leaders to choose to have that meeting with the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi. So this is the end of our video. You might be still here watching me. Please consider to subscribe. And if you are in a position to share us out, please share us out freely. Thank you so much. May good God bless you and see you in my next video.